Is the true church Catholic? Well, of course it is. In our most ancient creeds, we confess our belief in the Holy Catholic Church. Now, sometimes when we recite those creeds, though that's becoming increasingly rare to do that at all, but sometimes when we do so, that word is translated into another word, universal. And the reality is that's what Catholic means. When we say that we believe in the Catholic Church, what we mean is that the church is universal. And by universal, we don't mean that everyone is a part of the one true church. What we mean instead is that the one true church, the invisible church, the church that, in one sense is visible in the sense that we actually see it, but in another sense is invisible in the sense that we don't know for sure who belongs in it and who doesn't. But we do know this: it encompasses every acre of the world. That the church is not local to a particular city or state or nation or continent. That I am in union with my brothers and sisters in China, with my brothers and sisters in Australia, with my brothers and sisters in South America, with my brothers and sisters in Africa and Asia and Europe, everywhere. It's one church. And it's important for us to remember that because, friends, that's where our citizenship is. That's where our loyalty is. We are a royal priesthood, a holy nation. As Peter put it, not writing to just one church, but writing to the whole church. Have you ever thought about that? Do you realize that not only is the church Catholic, encompassing God's people from every tongue and tribe, but do you realize that every time we gather with the whole church? That in worship, we are lifted up, according to Hebrews 12, into the heavenly places, where we meet together with the souls of just men made perfect. That is, those believers who've gone before us. We meet with an innumerable company of angels and with Jesus himself. And that's not just us in this particular church or this particular nation. It's all of God's people. It may seem a bit sacrilegious, but I like to think of the Lord's Day as a kind of worldwide wave. You know, if you've ever seen this on television or been at a sporting event where this happened and participated, the wave is what happens when the people in the stands begin to stand up and throw up their arms, and the people to their sides then stand up and throw up their arms, and the people to their side do that, and it goes all the way around the stadium, and it looks like this giant human wave. Well, as the earth turns on its axis on the Lord's Day, we get up and we praise. And then our neighbors get up and praise. And then their neighbors get up and praise all the way across the globe. It's very helpful, by the way, when I think about the difficulties and the hardships in the church in the West. The fact that the church in the West is in rapid retreat, that it is profoundly worldly, doesn't mean that that's true of the whole of the church. That we're united with people who are even more faithful than we are. When I used to have the opportunities to travel around the globe, that was one of the greatest blessings, not just to see that God was at work in places that I didn't know about, but to go, not to teach, but to learn from believers who lived in more challenging circumstances, and because of that had matured far beyond me. Friends, I want to encourage you to recognize the Catholicity of the church, to celebrate the Catholicity of the church. The church is that place that affirms all that which is necessary to affirm, essential to the Christian faith. I'm not speaking of a sloppy ecumenism that says everyone who names the name of Christ is in, but I am saying that it's not just Americans, it's not just Westerners, but it's all believers all across the globe.